Hello students, we have seen that chemical reaction involves a chemical change in which substances react to form new substances with entirely new properties, and substances that react or take part in the reaction are known as reactants, and the substances formed are known as products. Now we will learn about the different types of chemical reactions. Before we learn about the different types of chemical reactions, we need to know two types of chemical reactions based on whether heat is given out or whether heat is absorbed during the reaction. Let us see what they are. So first one is called as the exothermic reaction. What happens in exothermic reaction? If heat is evolved or given out during a reaction, then such a reaction is known as exothermic reaction. What it tries to say is that during a reaction, if there is a heat that is produced, okay, and that is clearly visible, like for example, if we have a beaker and in that beaker we are mixing two chemicals, and upon mixture of those two chemicals the beaker becomes hot, then in that case this type of reaction, okay, that happens between the reactants is known as an exothermic reaction. Let us look at an example. So the example given over here is calcium oxide. When placed in water, the water becomes very hot, okay, that is with the production of calcium hydroxide, and sometimes it even starts boiling. This happens because a lot of heat energy is released during the reaction. Calcium oxide is also known as quicklime. So when quicklime is added to water, okay, it sometimes even starts boiling with the formation of calcium hydroxide. So this is an example of an exothermic reaction. Let us look at another reaction similar to this. Cut that part. So this is about exothermic reactions. Now we'll look at the other type of reaction where heat is absorbed during a reaction. So next is endothermic reactions. If heat is absorbed from the surroundings during a reaction, then such a reaction is known as an endothermic reaction. So in this type of reactions, heat is needed for the reaction to proceed. That means for the reactants to react, heat is required, and after that the reactants react to give you products. Let us look at an example. So here you see silver chloride in presence of light breaks down to give you silver and chlorine. So light is a form of energy, and light brings with it a lot of heat. So this is needed for breaking down silver chloride, which gives us silver and chlorine. So light energy is essential for various biochemical reactions such as photosynthesis, by which green plants prepare their food in the form of carbon dioxide and water as well. Okay, so this was an example of endothermic reactions. Okay, now we know that during a chemical reaction there is breaking of bonds between atoms of the reacting molecules to give us products. Okay, now depending on how do the reactants react, okay, and how the breaking of bond takes place and the exchange of atoms or molecules take place between the reactants, there are 5 main types of chemical reactions. Okay, they are classified into 5 main types. Let us see what they are. So these are combination reaction, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction, and redox reaction. So there are 5 main types that we need to remember. Let us begin with the first one to understand what is a combination reaction, what type of reactions are known as combination reactions. Combination reaction, a reaction in which 2 or more substances combine to give us a single product. This type of reaction is called as a combination reaction. That means 2 substances come together to give us a single crystal. Now in this case it can be between two elements, or it can be between an element and a compound, or it can be between two compounds. Okay, remember this is the combination reaction. Let us see an example of a combination reaction and how it looks like. So we'll take the previous example that we had taken, that was calcium oxide, okay, which is a solid. When put into a liquid, that is water, it gives us an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide along with heat energy. This is a symbol for heat energy. So when calcium oxide, which is also known as quicklime, reacts with water, it gives us calcium hydroxide with the release of heat. But the important part is two reactants. Okay, in this case it is two compounds. The calcium oxide is a compound, water is also a compound. These two compounds react to give us one product, and that is calcium hydroxide. So this is an example of combination reaction.